In this video, I will explain changes in matter. At the end of this video, students will be able to explain changes in matter, will be able to list two types of changes in matter, will be able to identify the examples of changes in matter, and also must be able to state the differences between the changes in matter. A change occurs when matter is transformed or changed from one form to another. For example, ice block, which is in form of solid, changes to water, which is in form of liquid, is a change called melting of a solid. When a state of matter changes from one form to another, it is called a change. There are two changes in matter: physical change and chemical change. Let us look at the physical change. A physical change is a process in which substance changes their physical form or appearance without forming a new substance. For example, ice block changes to water and water changes to steam, and steam changes back to water and water changes back to ice block. These processes, such as melting, freezing, evaporation, and condensation, can be reversed. These are physical changes. They do not lead to the formation of new substance. Let us list notable characteristics of the physical change that we can identify. When you look at the physical change, a substance may change its physical form and appearance, as you can see in the illustration that you have on the top right on the slide. Ice block changes back to water and changes back to steam, and it reverses the process by going back to the starting material. The second point, there is no change in the chemical composition. For example, suppose a chemical test such as a litmus test is performed. At each stage of this transformation, the litmus is neutral, which confirms that each stage contains water and shows that the chemical nature of the transformation does not change. The third point is that no new substance is formed. So the example in this slide shows that no new substance is formed. Water exists in different form, that is, in ice block, in liquid as water, and in gas as steam. So using litmus paper in this example confirms that the substance in each stage remains the same. The next point is that the chemical property does not change. Since the substance in each stage remains the same, the chemical properties do not change. The last notable characteristics of physical change is that it is reversible. Let us look at this example again. The ice block changes to water, changes to steam. When the process reverses, all these items can be obtained back to their starting material. So physical change is reversible. Examples of physical change include mixture of salt and water. Can I obtain salt with this mixture? The answer is yes. So this is a physical change. With the crushing can, crushing changes only the shape of the can and does not produce a new substance. Boiling of water through the process of condensation, it can be reversed, and melting ice, because through the freezing, the water can be reversed back to the ice block. So these are examples of physical changes in matter. And let us look at a chemical change. When this lantern exposed to water and air, it changes to another substance because of a chemical change. Likewise, when you look at this paper, when it burns to lead to ash, a chemical change is a process in which a substance changes or undergoes chemical decomposition that produces a new substance. Let us list notable characteristics of chemical change. When this lantern exposed to the atmosphere, the body undergoes chemical decomposition to form rust. The second statement is that a new substance is formed with this lantern. The rust on the body of the lantern is a new substance formed when the lantern exposed to the atmosphere. Since a new substance formed, it has different chemical properties. So the chemical property changes because the chemical properties of the new material obtained is different from the property of the starting material. This process cannot be reversed, that is, it is an irreversible process. Examples of chemical change include the following: burning of wood will lead to the formation of charcoal, and burning of paper will surely give you a new product. Irreversible chemical reaction is also leads to a chemical change because it has the characteristics that we listed here. A new substance is formed, chemical properties changes, and it cannot be reversed. Let us look at the differences between physical change and chemical change. Under physical change, no change in the chemical composition. Under chemical change, there is a change in the chemical composition. Under physical change, no new substance is formed, but under chemical change, a new substance is formed. Under the physical change, the chemical property does not change, but under the chemical change, the chemical property changes. And the last one, under physical change, it is a reversible process. Chemical change, it is an irreversible process. Let us try these questions, test our knowledge about what we learn under physical and chemical changes. Question 1. Which of the following is an example of a physical change? A. Burning wood. B. Roasting iron. C. Melting ice. D. Cooking an egg. Option A. Burning wood is an incorrect answer. Burning wood produces ash and gases. Since new substances are formed, it is a chemical change. Option B. Roasting iron is an incorrect answer. Roasting produces iron oxide, which is a new substance. Therefore, roasting is a chemical change. Option C. Melting ice is a correct answer. Ice changes from solid water to liquid water, but it remains water. No new substance is formed, so melting ice is a physical change. Option D. Cooking an egg is an incorrect answer. Cooking causes chemical reactions in the protein of the egg, producing new substances. Therefore, cooking an egg is a chemical change. Question 2. Which of the following is a chemical change? A. Freezing water. B. Breaking glass. C. Dissolving sugar in water. D. Burning paper. Option A. Freezing water is an incorrect answer. Water changes from liquid to solid, but no new substance is formed. It still remains water in each state. Option B. Breaking glass is an incorrect state. Breaking glass changes only its size and shape. It does not change the content of the glass. Therefore, it is a physical change. Option C. Dissolving sugar in water is an incorrect answer. Sugar can be recovered by evaporating the water, showing that no new substance is formed. Option D. Burning paper is a correct answer. Burning paper produces ash and gases. Since new substances are formed, it is a chemical change. Question 3. During a physical change, A new substance is formed. B. The composition of the substance changes. C. No new substance is formed. D. Atoms are destroyed. Option A is an incorrect answer because physical changes do not produce new substances. Option B is an incorrect answer because the composition of the substance remains the same in a physical property. Option C is a correct answer because physical change do not form new substances. And option D is an incorrect answer. Atoms are neither created nor destroyed during the ordinary physical change. So the correct answer is C. Question number 4. Which process is a chemical change? Evaporation of water, tearing of paper, roasting of iron, crushing of a can. Option A. Evaporation of water is an incorrect answer because water remains water. So evaporation is a physical change. Option B. Tearing paper is an incorrect answer because only the size and shape change. No new substance is formed. Option C. Roasting of iron is a correct answer. Roasting produces iron oxide, which is a new substance, and that makes it a chemical change. Option D. Crushing a can is an incorrect answer because crushing changes only the shape of the can and does not produce a new substance. At this stage, you must be able to explain changes in matter, and you must be able to list the two types of changes in matter. Also identify the examples of changes in matter, and lastly, you must be able to state the differences between the changes in matter. In the next video, I will discuss the classification of matter, and we're going to look at the pure substances. See you in the next video.